Hi, I'm Rhea.
And I'm Brandon.
And you're watching
More Love with R&B.
I don't understand. Anyway, today we are discussing sexless marriages.
Dun, dun, dun. So, the reason why we want to talk about this is because it's real. Like, it happens. A lot of times what ends up happening is, just to give you like one quick example, you have people that are busy and they are constantly busy, so they're always doing something and they never make time, not just for each other, not just to go out on a date, not just to go to Fridays and have some Jack Daniels chicken and shrimp, not just to do all that. Okay, come on.
I'm sorry.
They don't just take the time to do that. They don't take the time to do anything together, which also includes spending time
in the marriage bed.
And so what ends up happening is people's, discontentment starts to grow and resentment starts to grow, bitterness starts to harbor, and everybody's all pent up and angry and frustrated and not close and distant. And it's just, from that can grow a sexless marriage. Another example of it could just be people who are extremely great at every other department in their marriage, but sex is a sensitive topic for whatever reason, but it's a sensitive topic, and so therefore, because it's not really even talked about, it's not done. And there can often be some miscommunications. This person's initiating and the other person's like, or this
I'm sorry, what?
This person's initiating and the other person's like, I don't know. There's a ton of reasons why people can be in sexless marriages. However, we want to give you just a few tips, few as in three, of just something that could hopefully help you if you feel like you're in a sexless marriage, whether you are a man or a woman. Here's some tips that we would like to share with you. The first tip that we're going to share is schedule sex. Now, I already know there's people out there like,
well, schedule sex, we just go at it whenever we want to.
And it's like, hey, by all means, you should be straight. You're in a great relationship with a great marriage and great sex life. Like, that's cool. This encouragement is for a lot of people who are in sexless marriages. So especially for those people who, like I said, are busy all the time, maybe you should start scheduling it. I know it feels weird to even say that and to take sex and put it next to grocery shopping and the kids' karate and the soccer game all on the same calendar. Maybe not the calendar in the kitchen, but just putting it in that thing is like, oh, it's so weird to do that. You got a better idea?
Yeah, I think it also shows that intimacy is important to you. That you're not going to allow other things in your life to get in the way of coming together with your spouse. And so when you actually look at your schedule and say, what time do we have where we can just come together? You start to realize you actually do have enough time in your day, and that you're probably doing things that you shouldn't be doing. You're adding too much to your plate that you shouldn't add, which takes away from time that you should have with your spouse.
Absolutely.
So scheduling it until you can kind of rev up your mojo. It's probably a good idea. It's probably a good place to start.
Yes. Number 2, take turns initiating sex. One of the things that we know from experience is sometimes guys are typically initiators.
No. It's in the DNA. If you are a male, you are built to initiate. Now, unless things have happened in your past.
Sure.
Whatever.
Right.
But typically, all male species initiate sex.
Okay, fair enough. So, and that's real talk, because but here's the thing: if you are a husband, and then again, this is general terms, if you're a husband and you are in a sexless marriage with your wife, it's got to be so weird to always just kind of be feeling like, man, I really want to have sex with my wife, and then you know y'all probably not connecting, or y'all been busy or whatever, and so you're just like, I gotta say something, and then you're like, so what you doing tonight? Like, what? like that's not fun, like, not at all. And so if you are a husband and wife in a sexless marriage, let's dead all that. Like, if you agree to take turns initiating sex, it takes all of that nervousness away, it takes all that awkwardness away, and not just for the person who always wants to have sex, it takes all that awkwardness away from the person who's typically not the initiator.
Yeah.
And then that person can know, it's like, okay, well, instead of me feeling all weirded out that this person is initiating sex because I know that they're going to, I know that tomorrow or the next day it's my turn to initiate sex. So knowing that that person is going to be receptive to it, I don't have to feel weirded out. They don't have to feel weirded out. And you guys can actually focus on the marriage. Focus on what each other likes and what pleases one another. Instead of being all worried about, oh, I wonder if she, like, take all that off the table and take turns initiating sex.
Absolutely. I feel like this is also a place where you can get creative and have fun, and not just, all right, well, it's my turn, so hey, I want to have sex. Like, no, like, this is a time where you guys can kind of explore what you like, what they like, and it's important to make sex fun, not boring, not a job or a chore, but something that you both enjoy. So make sure that if you take this advice, that you make sure that you do it to have fun, to enjoy one another. And it should hopefully rev up your mojo.
We shall see. Let us know in the comments. No, don't do that.
Oh my gosh.
Number 3, and the final thing that we'll drop on you guys if you happen to be in a sexless marriage, is to have regular talks about your likes and your expectations.
Absolutely.
I think some of the problems that people have is, like, not only do they not know what their partner likes, they don't even know what they like. It's like, I don't even know what I like. So that when you come at me on either side of the spectrum, it's like, because it's just like, I don't even know if I like that. Like, you're not open to trying things, and you're not open to communicating what it is you like. If you start to do that, then you can start to make room for a little more comfort to kind of work your way into a better sex life. You also want to talk about expectations. Real talk, man. People get married, and if I could just be honest and speak for the guys out there, I think your average guy has a lot of expectations when he gets married. I'm just keeping it real. I think most guys just expect a lot of things. I can't say what they expect. I'm just assuming. However, they're not communicating these expectations. So when you are a guy that has a wife and you're like, hey, I think when I get married, I'm going to be doing this, and you haven't even said anything, when you approach her, you're approaching her with all that in mind, but you have never even said it. And so it's real easy for her to be like, because it's like, I don't even know what it is that you want from me, because you're not communicating those things, and vice versa. Women also need to share their likes and expectations. It's
true. I feel like this is probably the biggest issue that contributes to sexless marriage. I feel like you can get around with not having a lot of time. You can get around with, just different situations that happen in your marriage. But if you're not communicating, if you're not talking regularly about what you like, or, maybe you've been married 10, 15 years and now some of the stuff that you used to like changed, but your partner is still doing the things that they think you like, and you don't have the nerve to tell them whatever. It's important that you communicate, because if you're not communicating what you want, what you need, what you like, you're going to start to feel unfulfilled, and you're going to start to not want to even do it.
Yeah. And that's just dangerous.
Yeah. So it's important that you communicate your likes and dislikes, it's important to communicate what your expectations are. I mean, have a meeting. Get a glass of wine.
Shoot, we did it.
Eat some snacks.
Yeah,
and
for real.
say, look, what is it that you want? Okay, this is what I want. So now, whether we agree or disagree, at least we're walking away from the table knowing, well, he said he wanted X amount of times a week. So if in this month we're not doing that, then I can expect some frustration on his end because he told me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you already know where he's at.
And vice versa.
And vice versa, yeah.
So I feel like communication, having regular talks about it. Not only that, I'm sorry, one more thing. Having regular talks about sex and intimacy makes it not weird.
So that if somebody approaches you, you don't have to be like...
So we haven't talked about sex in like, I don't know how long, and all of a sudden we're talking about it because you're trying to initiate. Like
I want to do it right now.
Right.
Like,
like, dude, I'm not even in a sexy mood. But if you're talking about likes and we should try this and then it's like...
Yeah, I definitely can attest that it is a consistent conversation. Like the more often you talk about it, even when it's not on the table, like at noon when the two of you are at your separate jobs and you text or you call and be like, hey, this is what I'm thinking about, and they're like, oh, interesting, and it just gives each other something to think about and look forward to. Like have consistent communication about these things.
Absolutely. So we hope that these 3 tips will help you.
Yes, we do plan on doing some more conversations about this because we know that's what you want to hear.
It's true though.
Real talk.
Yeah. So look for more real conversations.
Oh, they're coming. Not.
Oh my gosh.
We hope you like this video.
And if you do,
give it a thumbs up. And yeah.
And if
don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Please subscribe.
It's hot in here all of a sudden.
Oh my gosh. Please subscribe, and if there are some topics that you would like for us to discuss, leave them in the comment section below.
Yes, indeed.
We just might do your idea.
Yes, we might.
Yeah.
So, thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.